Hello friends, welcome. Friends, today's video is going to be pretty interesting. Why? Today I am going to dissect ARPU. People might have already heard about this term ARPU. What is ARPU? Average revenue per user for a telecoms subscriber, which mobile operators are obsessed with. Not only mobile operators, but the investor community is also obsessed with. Why? Because higher the ARPU, better the reflection of quality of mobile subscriber a telecom company has. And therefore, it is more sentimental in nature. If you have a higher ARPU, you are making your business much more efficient and your ability to earn revenues increases because ARPU multiplied by subscriber is revenue. Simple as that. So friends, what I am doing in this video is I am going deep dive into ARPU, how it is calculated, how Bharti is calculating it, how VI is calculating it. But I really don't have the details of Reliance Jio because Reliance Jio's numbers are not available in clear terms to understand this. Therefore, I am going to focus this presentation with Bharti and VI only and tell you that the method that they have used for calculation ARPU, whether that has remained consistent or has changed. And if it has changed, how it has changed, and whether that change has been disclosed to the investor community or not. Whether those changes were done in a manner to inflate this number ARPU or not. I am not making any judgment or any conclusion, friends. I will leave this to you. I'm going to share data with you. And friends, with a caveat, I have no financial interest with any of these companies. I am not a direct investor, right? And therefore, you should see this video as a complete neutral video. Nobody has paid any money to me. I am doing it only for the purpose of educational purpose to educate everybody, including myself, what is going on so that we stay informed. That's the whole purpose. So without wasting any further time, friends, I am going to go to my presentation. So the title of the presentation is Bharti Airtel's and Vodafone's ideas ARPU, possible ARPU discrepancies. So there could be a discrepancy in the ARPU calculation method. And it is possible that some of the service providers, especially Bharti, because I don't know about Reliance Jio, because I don't have the data, I could not do the calculation. It is possible that numbers have got inadvertently inflated. And why it got inflated, that's exactly what I'm going to discuss in this video. And you decide whether it is inflated or I have committed some mistakes, and you should let me know in the comment section what mistake I have committed in my analysis, right? So the introduction is ARPU is a key investor metric, right? But often sentimental. It is sentimental in nature because if you have a lower customer base, your ARPU will increase. As simple as that. So if somehow you are able to dampen your subscriber base with the revenue remaining constant, the ARPU number will go down. So it does not really mean anything, but it is more sentimental in nature because ultimately what matters is revenue. But people are only getting clued on to ARPU because that is a very, you can say, in a symbolic thing which kind of represent how efficient or how financially valuable a company has becoming, right? So that's why the operators have an incentive to show higher ARPU. And there could be a possible discrepancy in the method of calculation, which it may not have been disclosed, maybe inadvertently, right? So Airtel's possible ARPU inflation. And why I'm saying ARPU inflation? Because the numbers are telling me that I could not figure out why those numbers change in the manner which I found out when I did a time series analysis. And I'm going to show you the time series analysis so that people can really see and appreciate what I'm talking about. Now, let me just go straight to the Excel sheet. Then only it will make sense. Otherwise, it will not make sense. And then we'll come back to this slide. So let's go to the Airtel's calculation sheet, which I have right in front of you, right? So look at this Airtel calculation sheet. What this Airtel calculation sheet has, it has got the mobile service customer base. And this customer base that Airtel reports includes what? Prepaid and postpaid minus M2M. No M2M here. So this is the reporting quarter by quarter, which Airtel reports. And this is used as a base for calculating ARPU. The mobile revenues are reported here. So if you divide this by this, let's say 266,168 is rupees million by this, and then divide by 3, you will get ARPU. Where I've done the calculation also, I'm showing you here. So let me just take my face away. You can see this calculation clearly in front of you, right? So you get an ARPU of 245, which is exactly what Airtel has reported. So this is the calculated number and this is the reported number, right? Similarly, you see exactly matches, right? So far so good, definitely. Now, if I include, there is one more reporting which Airtel does, which is to TRAI, right? Where is the reporting Airtel does to TRAI? So if I go to the TRAI report, I'm going to show you the TRAI report. Where is it? TRAI's press release. So I'll go down below and you'll see that these are the two annexures. So I'm not interested in wireline. I am interested in wireless. Now this is the Excel. This is the sheet for wireless. Just a minute. Let me just. It sometimes gets hang when I'm using a browser. It will take some little bit of time. Let me pause my video. Yeah. So if you see here, this is the wireless mobile subscriber, right? For February and March. So I'm interested in the March number, and this number is 389.80, right? Which Bharti Airtel has reported to TRAI. So if you go to the Excel sheet, you will find that this is the number 389.80. So I have both the numbers. One is that they have reported to the stock exchange and then they have reported to TRAI, right? Now I'll just delete this. This is not required. Just a minute. Just take this out and this one I'll delete. Okay. So this is not required. So these are the two numbers I showed you. This is and this one, right? And then what Airtel also does, let me just take this away. There's so much clutter it's creating. Yeah. So and then Airtel also reports their mobile service M2M subscriber, right? Which I can clearly calculate also. How do I calculate? Because they have the postpaid number. I'm going to show you in their KPI data. So you'll see that this is the number which they reported. And then they have the postpaid number of 25.8 million. And then they have the postpaid including M2M. So if you subtract this number from this number, this is the number that you get here, which I'm showing you in the sheet, 34.82. And this exactly matches with the TRAI number. If you see TRAI number they have reported, the M2M number here, I'm going to show you the M2M number here. They reported 34.82 in the last report of TRAI, right? So where is it? Let me just go there again. So far so good. Now what I can do is, because I know that this number 361.59 is deprived of M2M, I can simply add this number 34.82 to 369.59. So this number comes out to be 396.41. So if I do the same philosophy and do an uptake of this number of 369.59, which is the base for calculating ARPU, and add the M2M number, you get this row, right? And you can clearly see this row goes up to June 2023, right? You understand now? So then what I can do is, because I know that the mobile services quarterly TLI quarterly report should include the M2M number, right? So what I can do is I can do a subtraction from this number to come out with this number, which is from the TRAI number from this number which I have calculated. How did I calculate? I added in the 338.56 number for June 2023, this number of 19.9, which is the M2M number, and came out with this number of 358.47. So if I subtract 358.47 from 373.72, I'll get 15.26. Similarly, I get 18.74. Now you will notice a very strange situation here. This number is heavily positive, 15.26. Why? Possibly that in the TRAI number, there are dummy subscribers. And those dummy subscribers have been netted out when the Airtel is reporting 338.56 number, right? So it is quite natural. And Vodafone also, you will find this number is very positive. But as you go forward in time, you'll see that this is tapering down, right? So maybe the dummy subscribers are evaporating from their network, right? It's possible, right? I don't know. I'm just showing you the number. And then in the last quarter of March 2025, this number has become negative. That is what I don't understand. It can become zero. That is understandable. But how can it become negative? Right? I cannot believe that Airtel will have this number when you subtract from 389 this number, 389.8, which is the TRA number from the number which is 361.59 plus 34.82, which is 396.41 number. This number comes out to be minus 6.61. How can it be possible it is minus when I am using a consistent formula, and if you look at this number is consistently positive, which means there is somehow this number has been pulled down, right? The customer base number. So if you pull down this number and if you divide this number by this, definitely the number is going to be higher. ARPU will become high, because if you pull down this number, it gives me an impression that this number has been pulled down, because how can this be negative? So if I double this number and add to this number, you will never get 245, you will get 237. And I'm going to go to the slide to explain. Airtel excludes M2N subscriber from the investor report. ARPU is what? Revenue divided by customer base divided by 3, because revenue is for 3 quarters. ARPU rose from 200 rupees to 245 from June to March. TRI plus M2N number don't match in investor filing, right? And delta narrows suspiciously from plus 15 million to minus 6.6 million. I do not know how, because I have checked this for Vodafone also. I didn't find this discrepancy. Why for Airtel I should find this discrepancy? And if at all there is going to be a changing method of reporting, they should tell to TRAI and tell the investor that, look, in the TRAI number I was doing this, and for the investor number I am doing this. How the reporting can change without informing anybody? The trend clearly shows, as I told you. Now adjusted ARPU should be 237 if I do what? 2 multiplied by 6.6 and add to this number, which I showed you right now. This number, 361.59, and then divide by the total revenue, right? Correct? So this is the discrepancy which I found. So silent change suspected. I do not know what investor disclosure. So the key conclusion for Airtel is possible optimization of reporting ARPU. They are well within their right to report ARPU, whatever they want. But at least tell us, right, what these numbers are. What you are reporting to TRAI, what you are reporting to the investors, what is postpaid, what is M2M, how they correlate with each other. Please give us a formula. Please do that for the sake of transparency, right? We are completely unaware. Unless I looked at this trend, there is no way to tell what is going on. It raises a question on integrity of ARPU as a growth indicator. So ARPU is a misleading number, because there is no way to figure out what is going on. You take the M2M out, then you take the dummy subscriber out, and then you come out with a negative number. What is this going on, right? Now, let's go to Vodafone Idea. Now, Vodafone Idea is a stable reporting, but their subscriber qualities are very, very poor. And let me explain to you what is going on in Vodafone Idea. Now, let's come back to the slide after having investigated what Vodafone Idea is doing. Now, if you look at Vodafone Idea's quarterly report, you will find that these are the subscriber numbers, subscriber end of period. So the latest number, because the Vodafone Idea has still not come out with the March number, so it is 199.8. Now, the TRI reported subscriber I have captured here, right? So you will see here the difference between the TRI quarterly report, TRI report and the quarterly subscriber base is positive. And as you go back in time, this number was high. And then slowly, it stabilized to a number which is around 7.73, 7.84. You can see that this number has stabilized. That is why I believe that Vodafone Idea's reporting in TRI and to their investors have stayed consistent. They are not manipulating the ARPU number. That's what I believe as regards the Vodafone Idea. By looking at this, it's very simple. You can see this number is the investor number, this is the TRI number, and the delta is remaining same. Whereas in case of Airtel, just go and have a look. This delta is changing, right? Minus, plus, and then it kind of goes on inflating. Why? Why should there be such a huge change in delta? Whereas in case of Vodafone Idea, this number has stayed consistent for quite a bit of time, right? Now comes there, and let's go back to the slide again. So you see here, VI has reported consistently, right? No silent base changes. Postpaid number for VI, how do I calculate? Let's go back and see. So this is important because BI is not reporting the M2M number, right? I can get the M2M number from the TRAI report, which is 16.23 in the last quarter and in the earlier quarter, because this is the March number, because I'm looking at the December number, this number was little less. And if I go to that Excel sheet for VI, the number was 15.48. Sorry, no, 15.48. This number is 16.23. That number was 15.48. So let's go back to the VI sheet. So now since I have gone to the VI sheet 15.48, I can clearly tell what is the postpaid subscriber number. How do I calculate postpaid subscriber number? The formula is very simple. So you subtract from 25.2, which is the postpaid subscriber which VI is reporting, which includes M2M, you get 9.72. So we now know that VI has roughly around 10 million postpaid subscriber, right? Now let's get back to my slide. So this 9.72, how did I calculate? So BI's blended ARPU is 163. And this is a reported number, right? I think not March, this should be December. So for my mistake, this is December. 163. Yeah, December. Sorry. So just ignore that mention in that slide. This is not March. This is December. So the prepaid ARPU calculated using, because I don't know what the postpaid ARPU value is, it can be 300, 400, 450. So I calculated between 300, 450. It varies between 151 and 156. Now my question is that since there was a tariff hike, the minimum ARPU, right, it comes out to be 180. Why? 199 is the minimum plan multiplied by 30 because it was for 28 days, and then you divide by 28 and adjust for GST 1.18. It comes out to be 180. Now, if it is 180, how can the ARPU should be so less? Which means that there are poor quality customers which are not recharging for the whole month. Implies that large prepaid base with low revenue validity only SIM not for the full month. They are not recharging, right? So Vodafone Idea's conclusion is stable reporting structure. The true issue is weak revenue quality from the prepaid subscriber, right? That's explained. Otherwise, how do you explain this? It explains the flat revenue despite stable customer market share. So the ARPU illusion. So this is the final side. Airtel possible silent base change. Maybe with an inadvertent result is inflated ARPU. VI stable base but poor quality customers. ARPU as a headline metric can mislead without deeper customer quality and data analysis, which I showed you. Strong caution advised to using ARPU for valuation. You should use revenue for valuation. Forget about ARPU. It is quite misleading, right? So I want your comments and thought, right? And let's debate what is this issue all about. And that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. As far as RJio is concerned, friends, I really don't have the numbers. But one thing I'm sure about RJio, because I have gone and checked their numbers. Their numbers, what they're reporting to the TRAI and what they're reporting to their stock exchange, both the numbers matches. If you see here, this is 488.2 and this is the TRAI wireless reported number, right? And if you add this 3, you will get 488.19. This is exactly matching. So RJio's number, there is no change in both reporting. But how they are calculating ARPU, I do not have that insight because I do not have the revenue numbers, etc., which the other operators have reported. So that's why I am not able to do this analysis for Reliance Jio. So thanks, friends, for listening. I hope that you found this video pretty interesting. And let me know what your thoughts are and comments are. And thanks for listening till the end. And I'll come back with a new video on a new topic next time. Thank you very much.